Alrighty, welcome to this live session on, is this mic working? No, it's the computer mic. I don't have any way to check that beforehand. So here I am. I hope you're doing well on this Saturday. Hey Johnny, good to see you. If you are tuning in, let me know who you are, where you're at. If you want to learn anything in particular related to Tony Rice or just banjo in general, post your questions in here. But I'm going to play a little bit of the solo I'm going to play you what I'm going to show you today, which is the B section for, hey Wes, which is the B section for Tony Rice's Blackberry Blossom. And the A section is pretty standard. There's not a ton different going on guitar than is played on banjo typically. So, it's... it's that typical Blackberry Blossom melody, which Tony plays. There's a couple little differences, like over the D chord after the A. That's what he does. So that's a difference, but I really wanted to dive into the B section, which sounds like this. I kind of screwed up that last part of it, but it's and Tony on that very last part goes down into the lower register, but I can't because banjo only has four and a half strings, so so I can't go into that lower register where he's doing that for like as if he was going into a G run down on the 5th string, and he's landing on that G, which is on the 6th string. Anyways, let's get into the very beginning of this. It starts off just like the banjo version would, over an E minor chord, and then I'm switching to my index finger here because I'm going to go. So that's like a melodic lick starting on that E, D, and then so all of that up until that point is the easiest part of this. And then it gets more challenging because there's some shifting going on. But I'm going one more time. And then it goes into so let's just unpack that a little bit. We're landing on that, so we're going. So it's going into a G scale. You can analyze this like as if it's a G scale, starting on the 4th string, and that's a pickup note. So D, E, and I'm playing that D with my index finger, so my thumb lands, usually when I do single string style, my thumb will land on the downbeat. And so I'm doing that in this. Index thumb for that E. And so I'm going to show you my right hand here. I'm going to get closer. I'm bringing my middle finger up to that 3rd string, and this is how I'm doing the transition. You don't have to do it like this. You could go. something like that. But I really wanted to try and imitate the positions that Tony was using for this. And also, that's kind of a cool thing to learn how to do so you can use it in future solos or future arrangements that you might be making yourself. So that transition. So I'm hitting that G string with my middle finger right there. And then I'm shifting up to the 7th fret, 4th string. And then we're in this like popular G position that we're used to seeing on banjo. So that's the full lick. So in context, it sounds like this. Right? And we're going to do that again later in this solo. But up until that point, I'll play it one more time. And if you're just joining us, I am going over the B section for Tony Rice's Blackberry Blossom. And we're going to talk about how to play this and also how to use these licks for your own E minor or G soloing, because E minor is the relative minor of G, which means you can use a lot of E minor stuff in the key of G or over the G chord, and vice versa. You can use a lot of G stuff using E minor. And that's essentially what Tony Rice is doing here. He's playing G scales while the E minor chord is happening. So it sounds like an E minor 7th. Okay, so from the top. Right? And then so that's like pretty much a stock melodic lick right there. I'm starting with the B note on the 1st string and getting that C up here on the 5th string. And so I should note that the tab is available for this with the class that I'm doing in October. This video I'm going to keep on my YouTube channel, so you can slow it down and figure it out by ear if you'd like to. But you can also get the tab by signing up for that class, Tony Rice, the Banjo Meets Tony Rice, in October. You get $15 off if you sign up before September 21st, which is on Monday. So make sure you get on that if you want to learn some more Tony Rice licks on the banjo. And we're going to be looking mostly at the key of G and D in those classes. We're going to check out Plays and Sings Bluegrass, which is one of my favorite records of his, and then Manzanita. So there's those two classes, and they're both 60 minutes long. Okay, so back to the solo. So we've got that. All right, so that's part 1 of Blackberry Blossom. You've got that section. Sorry. That's kind of like the most recognizable part of this for me. And it's really fun to play. I was trying to figure out different ways to put that on the instrument, but I eventually came up with what I think is the simplest way, even though it requires a little bit of shifting in your left hand. So at the beginning of that downbeat of the 2nd B section, so after so same lick, but you're not doing D, E. You're going bum, and then F sharp, G. So bum, 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 bum. after you do that lick, this my favorite lick in this is sliding up with your pinky to the E note on the 14th fret, and then bringing your hand back down to an A shape. So that's what you're doing here, is you're, and then doing a backwards roll. So, and then you can do that same thing in G if you want to do it all single string. But I'm doing that second part of it in melodic style. So you've got, and I'm sliding up from the 12th fret to the 14th fret. So 12 to 14, and then you get your pinky and your ring finger on the 12th fret. And I'm going 12, sorry. So, a lot of pull-offs. And I could figure this out melodic style, but I wanted to, like I said before, I wanted to get the essence of what Tony was doing in this position on the neck. So, and it's twisty and turny, and it doesn't exactly land on like the beat that you think it's going to land on. And that is one of the beautiful parts about Tony Rice's playing, is that it's you don't really expect what's going to happen, or it's yeah, I guess that's a good way to say it. It's unexpected. He's got a lot of like kind of twisty licks that don't land on that beat that you think it's going to land on. You know, with banjo, you've got those licks that are like really square. They like land on a certain beat. And there's great players like Ron Stewart comes to mind, J.D. Crowe, these guys that can like manipulate those things and make them sound funky. But Tony Rice definitely does that on the guitar. And that's part of the reason why I'm drawn to his playing, is it's surprising, you know? So that whole lick, boom, woo. So I'm sliding back there, hitting the G string open, and then ending on that E. And then so he does do more pull-offs in that section, and I thought that the easiest way for me to do it without spending a ton of time on it would be to do it in melodic style. And it works out really well in melodic style, that lick. So from this, remember I'm sliding up from the 12th to 14th fret with my pinky and getting that E note, and then I'm bringing my whole hand down to create the A shape. And then I'm doing that same thing in G. So it's like kind of an A chord and then a G chord. You could also see it as an F sharp minor 7th to an E minor 7th, that kind of chord substitution that he's putting in there. Hey, Pro Jelly Man, what's up? Like I said, I'm going to have the tab available during the class in October, the Banjo Meets Tony Rice. You can find more details on that, including the curriculum, on my website, bennettsullivanmusic.com/Tony Rice. But I will keep this up on YouTube so you can learn it by ear. And then and that is a funky the timing of both of those parts together is really funky, like transitioning from that one lick up here to down into that. And that in itself is a weird timing thing. So let me play it one more time for you, and I'll count it off. So if you want to learn this piece by piece and then play along with me, you can pause this video and then play with me. So I'll play it slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a little messed up at the very end there, but that is the general idea. And that is Tony Rice's break to Blackberry Blossom, the B section, the first time through. So I was only listening to the first time through. I think he does some more variations on it the second time he takes a solo in that song. And we will be exploring that and more in the Banjo Meets Tony Rice, which is a 2-part class I'm hosting as part of Bennett Sullivan Music in October. And the first part we'll be looking at On and On, and I'll Stay Around, and what's the other one we're looking at? I can't remember right now, but there's 3 songs that we're going to be checking out for Plays and Sings Bluegrass on October 1st, and we're going to be looking at a bunch of different licks and how you can actually apply those into your own playing. Like licks like what's another one? There's a lot of really accessible stuff in here. There's a lot of really accessible stuff that works well on the banjo, and we're going to talk about how you can actually apply that to your playing in these classes. So the first one, part 1, is October 1st, and the part 2 is October 8th, and it is on Manzanita. So both are 60 minutes long, and both are going to have tons of licks, lots of tab. I have some pre-recorded stuff that you have access to. It's going to be a lot of fun, and you will learn a lot and take a ton back with you home. I know you'll be at home already watching and learning, but you'll have a lot to work on after the sessions are done. So if you have any questions, you can email me at support@bennettsullivanmusic.com. And you can also comment on my videos and I'll get back to you. There's many ways you can get in touch. And I hope you'll join me. It's going to be a fun class. So hope to see you there. Sign up at bennettsullivanmusic.com/Tony Rice. All right, y'all. See you next time.